Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is July the 22nd, 2020. Strong hand, buy and hold. This game is not rigged. Golden age of the 2020s. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin in motion. Compete, don't complain, unconfiscatable. Yes, I am offended by selling. Hello, my elite friends. If you have questions, I have answers. Type in BitcoinMeister or you can do a super chat. I will see your questions. We will definitely have time for questions today. Big story of the day. Federally chartered banks and thrifts may provide custody services for crypto assets. Oh, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency says this. They just released this in the United States. Oh, what a surprise that this was going to happen eventually. Already in Germany, they allowed this. That was a big story at the beginning of the year. And now in the good old US of A, banks will be able to store your cryptocurrency for you. They'll be able to be cryptocurrency custodians. So as I predicted, many people have asked questions in the past, how will the banks survive Bitcoin? Well, they'll just add a Bitcoin branch, a cryptocurrency branch. There'll be Bank of America will store your cryptocurrency, and Wells Fargo and Citibank will do the same. And people will eat it up because Coinbase already is a Bitcoin bank, and people they let Coinbase control their Bitcoin for them. It's not even their Bitcoin anymore. So banks want in on this. Obviously, the government. Thank you, government, for allowing banks to do this. Of course, why do banks even need the government's permission? But that's the world we live in today. So hey, maybe in 2021 we'll see that. Normies storing their Bitcoin at Bank of America. Pound that like button. But we are going to talk about the normies that currently store their Bitcoin at Coinbase, because we've gotten into a little bit of an insight. So yeah, that bank story is pretty big. Okay, may it happen soon. I have no problem with normies saving their holding their Bitcoin at Bank of America. Okay. They shouldn't. They should do it on. They should put it on the Trezor. We'll talk about that in a second, also. But this is life, okay? Compete, don't complain. The banks are going to be competing with Coinbase. They're going to be competing with other crypto custodians out there. All right, great. The more, the merrier. Welcome to the party. This is where the big boys play, okay? Pound that like button. Now, Coinbase, crypto exchange Coinbase, has said that it prevented a little over 1,100 customers from sending Bitcoin to the Twitter hackers who hijacked the high-profile accounts to advertise a Bitcoin scam last week. All right, that is a lot of people at Coinbase. Now, there's a lot to this story. It shows you, again, if you think you have your Bitcoin at Coinbase, you try to send it somewhere and they decide, nah, you're not going to send it there. Well, is it really your Bitcoin? So in this case, they prevented people from being scammed. Okay, 280,000. Wait, it was, yeah. Hang on. Let's see here. It was $280,000 worth of Bitcoin. And how many Bitcoin was it? 30. It was over 30 Bitcoin. Okay. That were just almost sent to these scammers. And the scammers, remember, only got $120,000 worth of it from everyone. Now, something to keep in mind is that Coinbase was hacked. No. So, quote, Coinbase's Twitter. Sorry about that. Coinbase's Twitter was one of the accounts that was broken into. Okay, so some of these people, I guess they follow Coinbase on Twitter. They saw, oh, it looks like Coinbase wants me to send them Bitcoin, and they'll send me more Bitcoin. Okay, 1,100 people fell for that. 11. Now, they have that mentality where Coinbase does have giveaways. We have talked about how they give away altcoins. So the people are conditioned to get freebies, but to send something to get a freebie, that many. So there is a certain naivete among a significant portion of Coinbase users. And it just shows you they really need to evolve a little bit. If they're not going to, they need to learn. If they're not going to fall for something like this in the future, that's a lot of people. 1,100 people over there at Coinbase. We're about to send Bitcoin to this complete scam. I mean, it would have doubled. I mean, they only scammed 120,000. They almost got 280,000 from these people. So it would have been a huge percentage increase there for the for the scammers. So I'm glad it didn't happen. But man, this space has a lot of naive people in it, and a lot of them are apparently at Coinbase. So one can expect people, they definitely, these are the type of people that don't want to take personal responsibility, the people who fall for things like this. So Bank of America, Wells Fargo, these are your future customers right here. You're going to have to protect them from their own foolishness here in the future, or they'll just go to Coinbase. Man, come on, dudes. Learn for your... So yeah, they didn't learn the hard way. They'll continue not. They're protected by mommy Coinbase there and mommy Bank of America in the future. But hey, compete, don't complain. Some people like that. Some people like that. But if the basics behind Bitcoin, man, you've got you do not have full control of your Bitcoin if you could be protected, like so-called protected like that. All right, so that article was at the Block Crypto. And I want to remind everyone to check out yesterday's show. We definitely had a unique beast on the show talking about the Bitcoin beach down in El Salvador. And I try to get you unique stories like that. You really didn't hear an in-depth version anywhere other than here, recently at least, about this Bitcoin beach in El Salvador, a little town down there where all the families that live down there are using Bitcoin, sending it around, using the Lightning Network, lots of people. And I'm just seeing if there are any questions. A lot of people are talking. If you've got, okay, so someone asked, what do you think about the silver spike? Well, first of all, you did not follow directions. You did not type in BitcoinMeister or do a super chat. But I did happen to see it. So please, 770, come on, man. You've got a good name there. I think nothing of it. I hardly would have even heard of it if I hadn't seen Andy Hoffman mention something about it. Why? It's old-fashioned stuff. All sorts of stuff spike. All sorts of companies that are complete jokes spike all the time. All sorts of altcoins spike all the time. Things spike. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. I value my wealth in Bitcoin. The value of your wealth in silver is a joke at this point, and it's been a joke for years. If you want to live like a caveman and value your wealth in rocks, be my guest. Be my guest here, dude. But no, I think nothing of it. It's something to make conspiracy theorists make themselves feel better that they didn't buy Bitcoin. They can say, "Oh, look, it went up. Oh, look, you see, Doug Casey was right in 1981." Okay, there we go. Let's see. I need you support the show by retweeting this. I'm TechBalt on Twitter, TechBalt. So yeah, the guest yesterday, Mike Peterson, was pretty darn awesome. Watch that show, retweet that show. Venshin added a great point in the chat that I didn't see until after the show. If El Salvador doesn't have a local currency, they won't be protective of it, since they don't get any of the money printing benefits, profits. So El Salvador uses the US dollar. So I thought that was a great point on Venshin's part there, that, hey, a place like that, a country like that, they're not going to care as much if Bitcoin starts circulating around there and people start using Bitcoin. But they're not losing their money printing abilities. They are. They never had money printing abilities. We just had a connection went down for a second. So since they never had, well, they didn't recently have. They've been using the U.S. dollar. They're less likely to care about all these families down there sending around Bitcoin. I hope to visit that place one day once. Well, flights aren't going into El Salvador. Watch yesterday's show. So it's quite a story that so many families are using it down there. Defiance over compliance. And check out This Week in Bitcoin. Also, Brandon and John Navalis was on, and Federico were all on the show. Trezor is giving away just for the next couple of days. It's like the anniversary of their old version of the Trezor. If you buy the new Trezor, you can get the old version free for the next 2 days or less than that. I linked to that below. That's a pretty good deal. Buy one Trezor, get another one free. Yeah, the Model T, Model 1, whatever, you get both at once, just paying the new one's price. Interesting deal. Thought I would share that. And here, for people who, God forbid, you've lost your passphrase, okay, for your Trezor or any Bit39 storage device. There's a guy out there who's offering help. Got a Bitcoin mnemonic phrase or wallet file, but lost the password to unlock it? I might be able to help. I've got a couple of scripts to brute force Bit39 passphrases. They've been battle tested against Cold Card and Wasabi Wallet. DMs are open. Okay, so that guy's Evan. He's linked to below. So if anyone has ever lost a passphrase, he might be able to help you. Hopefully that has not happened to anyone watching this show. Now, Pirate Beach Bum. We're going to talk about a surfer. We just talked about Surfer Town. We're going to talk about Surfer Jim in a second. And Pirate Beach Bum is a surfer also. He reminds us, when Bitcoin moons, the mob will come after us because we were fiscally responsible. The new accumulation of wealth will make us the new target. They always go after successful people with money and make them pay for society's woes. Yes, I've been talking about this for a while, and that'll be great. That'll be great when Bitcoiners are the target of these jealous, envious mobs that are out there. But I do want to say this, that right now these people are complaining about Jeff Bezos like getting billions of dollars richer by the day. And then I think there are some Bitcoin people that actually try to bring hate to Jeff Bezos for creating a company that brings a lot of value to people, especially during times like this, apparently, where people are scared to go outside for no good reason. And the hate for Jeff Bezos being successful is the same for a Bitcoiner like me being successful. So if you're a Bitcoiner and you're hating on Jeff Bezos, you're hating on yourself, man. Unless you're a no-coiner, and thus you're not really a Bitcoiner. You're just a dude that talks a lot about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that in a second. Now, and Vention, by the way, also I noticed in yesterday's chat, he says he understands why people on the right side of the political spectrum would like Bitcoin. And he says, well, why would people on the left side of the political spectrum like Bitcoin? Well, one reason is because they don't like banks at all on the left. The left hates banks, so you could convince some leftists saying, hey, you hate banks? Look, you can be your own bank now. Anyway, check out, subscribe to my backup channel below. You get the Beyond Bitcoin show there every Saturday. I talked about leftist, rightist, randist, all sorts of people over there. It's always a fun time. I speak my mind. I speak the truth. Everyone's got to keep on speaking the truth out there. This is a time when so many people are trying to fit in. Fitting in is overrated. Be a unique beast. That's the Meister motto. And look, I agree with Bloomberg for once on one of their headlines. 401k plans no longer make much sense for savers. Yep. The inherent extra return participants enjoyed, the inherent extra return that participants enjoyed for many years has almost disappeared because of changes in tax laws and high fees. Of course, there are fees. There are no fees with your Bitcoin. Okay, there are no maintenance fees with your Bitcoin. You get that Trezor once. That's your insurance. That's it. Bitcoin is my 401k. So yeah, times are changing, but the 80%ers, they'll still toss all sorts of money into 401ks. The conspiracy theorists will still toss all sorts of money into silver and gold and whatnot. This is where the big boys play. Let them learn the hard way, baby. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. And on that note, people just buying anything. You know, well, 401k. My dad bought a 401k. My granddad had a 401k. I got to get a 401k. I'm used to buying things the traditional way, letting a broker hold things for me, a stock, some sort of trust. I'm used to that. So this grayscale thing, I've been doing the Bitcoin trust with them for a while, and I've done the Ethereum trust, and now they're coming out with a Bcash trust. So I got to diversify for the sake of diversification. All right, dudes. Bcash trust? It just shows you people will buy anything. Anything. Well, why the heck would you want to be involved with a Bcash trust, with Grayscale's Bcash trust? That it hasn't gotten approval yet, but they're like one step closer to approval. There's going to be a Litecoin Litecoin trust also. Pound that like button for that Freudian slip. Yeah, it shows you people will buy anything if you repackage it the right way, okay? You need to diversify. You just can't have the Bitcoin trust. You got to have the Bcash. Blind diversification for the sake of diversification there. For all you people who can't take the time to learn to own your own freaking Bitcoin, you got to let Barry Silbert and Grayscale do it for you, and now you got to diversify through him too? And people will buy this. Not that many people will buy the Bcash trust as that have bought the Bitcoin trust or the Ethereum trust. I know that, but still, people will buy it. All right, so Jim got published. Surfer Jim got published by Citadel 21. It's linked to below. I mentioned this before because he's told me to mention this before. I don't know if how specific I got into this. But he compares the amount of livable land on the planet to the amount of Bitcoin out there. And if you were to buy one Bitcoin, that is equal to buying 1,164 acres of livable land right now, okay? So he puts it in perspective. Would you spend $9,200 or, $9,300 on 1,164 acres of livable land? Yeah, you would. You think that's a great deal. So, well, get your Bitcoin. It's a better deal. That's where we are right now. Now, is one Bitcoin equals 1,164 acres of livable land? Livable land. There's more land than this. Farmland, there's all sorts of stuff. And finally, beforehand, I mentioned no coiners. Oh, let me see if there are any other questions in there. All right. Now there's people going back and forth. Let them print some Bitcoin. Yeah, no, they can't print Bitcoin. There's someone trying to pump an altcoin. That's pretty common here for the dude. It's the BitcoinMeister show. I don't pump your altcoins, dudes. You can do what you want to do though. And on that note, no coiners, well, no Bitcoiners. There are dudes out there that are so. I've mentioned this before. There are a lot of technically knowledgeable Bitcoiners out there and cryptocurrency people. And what's that going to get you in the long run? Okay, now it might be able to get you a great job. That is good. Are you going to be a tree? Are you going to be a tree with your technical knowledge? Or are you going to be in motion? Okay, the finance people who don't know the first thing about the tech behind your Bitcoin, they do understand the scarcity aspect of Bitcoin. Okay, the simple and we just talked about the scarcity aspect of Bitcoin when we're comparing it to the amount of land that's out there in the world to live on. Okay, And they get that stuff, okay? You only really need to get that stuff to say, well, wait a second, I got to get my first Bitcoin. Remember, it's the name of the show is the One Bitcoin Show. Get that first one, then your second, your third, your 10th, your 200th, whatever. So the finance people, they acted instead of argued about soft fork approval processes and about this tech over that tech. And just make sure you're not wasting your time getting into these technical arguments. Make sure you're not boosting your ego. Make sure you actually end up with Bitcoin. But some of these dudes are definitely no coiners that are going back and forth screaming about tech of Bitcoin. Those people are going to end up the most bitter in the future. If they, of all the no coiners out there, they're going to be toward the top of in terms of bitter. Now, we just talked about people being freaking angry and jealous and envious. Those type of no coiners who just got that knob mentality to hate the rich. But the smart dudes out there that were so into the tech behind cryptocurrency, behind Bitcoin, if they end up no coiners, they'll end up the most bitter of them all. So don't end up. I hope you're not watching this as a bitter no coiner in the future, as a genius bitter no coiner, wondering why all those finance guys got rich and you with your 150 IQ and all your computer program skills are still poor. You didn't actually buy it. You actually have to do something. You cannot be a tree. Compete. Don't complain, baby. All right, dudes. That's it. I'm Adam Meister, BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember, subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Pound that like button. Subscribe to the backup channel. Follow me on Twitter, TECHBALT. Thanks a lot, guys. I will say hi to you. Oh, we have a special guest tomorrow at 2 p.m. Baltimore time. 2 p.m. Baltimore time. We're going to have a guest who's never been on the show before. It'll be interesting. See ya.